Oh, yeah. Y'all ready to rock and roll on this Monday afternoon? Corey Johnson back at you. Let's do this thing. It's a holiday for many folks, MLK Day. We'll talk about that and more. But first, it's Drew Brees. We got Mario. Maybe in a week or so, they'll announce the NFL Hall of Fame inductees for 2026.
Yes, right before the Super Bowl. You're right.
Drew Brees will be a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's locked and loaded on that. That'd be one of the crazy stories ever in NFL sports history if he isn't a first balloter.
Yes, crazy. Given the prior history of the Saints and all he accomplished, great story.
You want to know what else is crazy? I know you watch football all weekend. Why do the Bears need a new stadium?
Yeah, that's kind of sad, huh?
I mean, it's just beyond sad. That stadium's about 21, 22 years old. Mm-hmm. What they did when they redid it, the old Soldier Field, it was gigantic. It was like an Olympic stadium. It had a track around the field. So you're way far away. And it was just that one level, it wasn't two levels, but it seated like 100,000, something ridiculous.
Yes, 100%.
Not for football, but like they could seat that many.
For venues.
I think they just blocked off seats and stuff for football.
Yeah.
Anyway, when they redid it, it was brilliant. I don't know if you've been to Soldier Field. The new one, I went to the NFC Championship game back in 2006?
Yeah, when they played the Saints.
Yeah, would that be Peyton's? Was that year?
First season.
First season?
Yes.
That's crazy.
2007 NFC Championship. Yes.
Yeah, Breeze and Bush and company. I think it was 19 degrees, very cold.
Yeah, legendary team. Although they lost that game, still a legendary team.
Yeah, it was. And they kept the facade of the stadium, and they literally built a stadium inside of the facade. So you'd walk through the original gates, and then it would be like 30 yards until you get to the new stadium. It's just like this huge concourse tailgating area. It was incredible. It's just like, how brilliant is that? Keeping the original Soldier Field facade and then building a state-of-the-art stadium inside of that. So I think that stadium opened like in 03, 04, something like that. So it's a little over 20 years old. Now I'm watching on TV. It's got suites stacked on top of suites, suites stacked on top of suites, on top of suites. It's still pretty state-of-the-art. It's got premium seats everywhere. It's got suites everywhere. And the Bears won another stadium. I mean, it's almost like, in a way, if you're Chicago, you're like, you know what? Move. I mean, where are they talking to moving? Like outside of Illinois even?
Yeah, that's wild.
Go to Indiana. You want to be the Indiana Bears? Good. We'll try to get an expansion team in the future that will gladly play in this pretty much state-of-the-art stadium. Yeah. Thing's 21 years old.
I think the short answer to your question is it's all capitalism and it's all pivoted.
No, it's not capitalism.
Well,
it's a monopoly.
But yeah, and I'm saying that
if it was capitalism, that stadium would be just fine.
But I'm saying that in the sense of they're trying to give themselves the best chance to host the Super Bowl, I think, and a newer stadium does
And how
that.
many do you expect to host? That's another thing.
Yeah.
Who wants to go to Chicago in February for a Super Bowl? Yes. Seriously.
Fair point.
I mean, it could be like 19 degrees, snowing, frigid. You're going from the hotel to the cab, to the restaurant, to the cab, to the hotel, to the stay. I mean, there's a reason 11 Super Bowls have been in Miami and 11 have been in New Orleans, and no other city's even close.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Give me New Orleans 10 out of 10 times, but I think the NFL greedily would like to have one in that market, and Chicago might want to play ball, I guess.
No. They want to build like a dome stadium or a retractable roof. They want to host Super Bowls, which no one wants to go to Chicago in February for a Super Bowl. I mean, I love Chicago. Chicago is a world-class city, a fantastic city. But it just blows my mind that this pretty much state-of-the-art stadium, I would say the Soldier Field today is better than at least a dozen NFL stadiums, at least, if not more. But it's not capitalism. It's a monopoly, and it's just greedy, money hungry, Chicago having a Super Bowl, I know there'd be an economic impact of $1 billion+ bucks. Chicago's Chicago. That's barely a bleep on their radar, $1 billion+ bucks of economic impact. They have so many conventions and tourists and all kind of stuff. New Orleans, same thing, but we're about 8 times smaller than Metro Chicago and Metro New Orleans. And a Super Bowl for us is a huge economic impact. Now, I'm not trying to say, you're taking a Super Bowl away from New Orleans. I'm just saying it's really important for New Orleans, and it doesn't really matter for Chicago. It's like, the Rams and the Chargers in LA. The NFL needs Los Angeles more than Los Angeles needs the NFL. Los Angeles could care less if there was an NFL team there or not. No one in LA is like, oh my God, the Rams and Chargers are leaving. We're going to lose our mind. They could care less. Now, obviously, it's a market of, 15 million plus in the metro. They could probably support a third NFL team there. It's a giant market, but the NFL needs LA more than LA needs the NFL. New Orleans needs the NFL more than the NFL needs New Orleans. It's the opposite. But the Chicago thing, I'm looking at this stadium, like this stadium's just badass. It's state of the art. It's got great sight lines. You're right on top of the action. There's suites and premium seats everywhere. And they want, a new stadium. It's crazy. Now, the funny thing, New Orleans and Louisiana were probably the number one movers in the mid to late 60s, allowing the AFL NFL merger, which created this monopoly. We blackmailed the league. We had a powerful congressional delegation in D.C. Hale Boggs, Russell Long, Alan Ellender, Bear. I mean, these guys were in, D.C. for some of them got in there in the 30s and 40s. They had been there 20, 30 years. They were the senior people, head of finance, head of the Senate, head of, all kind of, key departments and entities were ruled by Louisiana folks. We had the most powerful congressional delegation in America. We could sway votes, and that's how we got the Saints. We basically blackmailed Pete Rozelle and the NFL. Give us the Saints, and we'll allow this NFL-AFL merger. So we got the Saints, and we allowed the NFL to create a monopoly. And this monopoly, if there was an AFL and an NFL still to this day, the Bears would say, hey, leave. We're keeping the name, and we'll get an AFL team and call it the Bears. But there is no competition. It is a monopoly, and they use that monopoly to the hilt. Build us a new stadium, municipality, or we'll leave. We'll move the team. And when the Cleveland Browns leave Cleveland, when the Baltimore Colts leave Baltimore, any team can leave any market. I mean, the NFL just... They're money hungry, and I love the NFL. It's a great product, but the monopoly Louisiana and New Orleans helped create to land us the Saints is the exact monopoly the NFL uses against cities. Build us a new stadium or we will leave. And that's what Chicago is threatening, the Bears organization. I mean, this is one of the founding teams in the NFL. It's just sinful. It's crazy. No, I'm almost like, if I'm Chicago, that powerful city, unlike New Orleans, Chicago's like LA, they could do without the team. They could get another team. It's almost like, no, we're not building you a new stadium. We built you a stadium 22 years ago. We'll upgrade this one. We'll update this one. Talk about putting some retractable roof or something so you can host a Super Bowl like New York. I mean, I remember the month leading up to the Super Bowl in New York. It was 19 degrees and sleet and snowing for a month straight. And the weather broke on Friday before the Super Bowl. And it was 40 degrees. And it ended up being just great. But what if it was 19 degrees and sleeting and snow? It's unfair. You're hurting one team, benefiting another team strictly because of adverse weather conditions. So no, the league is kind of greedy. I was looking at this stadium, watching the game last night. I'm like, this place is state of the art. And then I Googled it. It was open in 03. I'm like, the thing's 22, 23 years old. Ready for another stadium? What do they do with that stadium? Anyway, let's get into it. MLK Day. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. When I think of the 5 greatest Americans in our history, the most influential, the biggest mover and shakers, I mean, in chronological order, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, Abraham Lincoln, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, Abraham Lincoln, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Killed in 1968. You know what blows me away? I mean, the stress that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. had to deal with. I mean, I thought he was 55 when he died. Just looking at him, 39 years old. Mario is just a little bit older than you when he was assassinated. No, the right man for the right time. I mean, I don't know about you. If I were black back then and I was some civil rights leader, I would have been a little more pissed off. I would have been less grounded. I would have been kind of like early Malcolm X, you know, meet violence with violence, that kind of thing. Dr. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X after his trip to Mecca. No, these guys were pretty amazing, very tolerant. And I don't think I would have been that tolerant. So thank God Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. had the right mentality to deal with the crazy, chaotic times. Young's Dry Cleaning has been at it since 1940. 86 years of excellence. If you need a dry cleaner, want to experience the best, tired of your dry cleaner, youngsdrycleaning.com, free pickup and delivery. They have manless locker locations all over the metro New Orleans area. Check it out. youngsdrycleaning.com. Experience the best. Yeah, we got a lot to cover. The Dookie Chase shooting, just terrible. An arsonist setting 8 cars on fire in the Marigny. Just insane. College football national title game tonight. Corey Johnson with you. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. 766-9480.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe. Some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab. Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe. The Fence Man, a locally owned fencing company serving the metro New Orleans area for over 20 years.
I'm the Fence Man.
The Fence Man-NewOrleans.com.
Yeah, I'm the Fence Man.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. Simlawn artificial turf custom golf putting greens. Beautiful, functional, zero maintenance. Call New Orleans' own LGD Lawn and Landscapes and get your free estimate.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
You're on the neutral ground.
You can act like a man.
with Corey Johnson.
Yeah, you right. Monday afternoon edition of the program. Phone lines are open, 766-9480. We head to the Best Bank. Desiree joins us. What you say, Desiree?
Hey, brother, how you doing?
Doing well. Yourself?
I'm well. Thanks for asking.
Yep.
Hey, man, I was listening to you talk about the stadium. I watched the game, too. It's a beautiful stadium. And I know I've been listening to you for years, and I know you started in sports, so I know you know what you're talking about. I asked the AI. I know you don't like when people use the Google device, but I said to the AI, I said, how do you describe the ownership of the Green Bay Packers? And it said it's a community-owned franchise held by a public nonprofit corporation with hundreds of thousands of shareholder fans.
Yep.
No single controlling owner, and strict limits that prevent ownership concentration or profit taking, making it the only such ownership structure in major U.S. professional sports. So I guess that includes basketball, hockey, everything.
Yeah. The Celtics used to have like stockholders, but I don't think it was set up the same way. And Green Bay's like grandfathered in, like you can't do it anywhere else if you were kind of heading towards that direction.
Yeah, I don't use the word can't in my life too much. So, I'll nip that in the bud. I'm just saying, if I didn't do any work and I inherited an NFL franchise that was basically the lifeblood of a dying city, the very least I would do is set it up upon my death to create the exact same structure so that it never leaves New Orleans.
No, it's funny, Desiree. I was saying the same thing a few years ago, and a caller was like, you better use Google or AI. And well, there wasn't AI back then, but the NFL won't allow that. They won't allow that.
That's why they have lawyers and lawsuits. Anyway, hey, man, I'm just throwing it out there. If you got any other callers that want to call in, I'm just thinking, like, that would be something nice the owner of the Saints could do for the city forever.
Yeah, I mean, that's one good thing about Gail Benson. She has no desire to move either franchise. They're locked and loaded here. But also it's sort of a catch-22. Maybe it doesn't motivate her to have a winner ultimately. Like where in other markets, it's capitalism. It's the natural thing. It's organic. You win or people aren't buying tickets.
We only won once in our life. But look, we can mince this up and chop it up and dice it and julienne it all you want. We need some promises that are like that. Hey, you know what? If people were shareholder owners, every single person in those seats that have those whatever season tickets, I promise you they'd all buy a share. It's called thinking outside the box, and it ain't even that original because it's already been done. But there's where I'm at, and peace and love.
Peace out. That's Desiree on the Best Bank. Yeah, Mario, I think it can't be done, and the NFL forbids it, and it's a bunch of billionaires and a bunch of billionaire owners, and they're not going to allow that. They want, like a single entity, a single person really owning the team. Now, the only thing I can think of, it's not even close to that, but now they're allowing up to 10% of the team to be sold to like equity, investors. And what's crazy about that is, let's pretend the Saints are worth $5 billion. If Gail Benson, and from what I understand, she's not selling any of that to like a private investment equity type thing. Mm-hmm. But if it was worth $5 billion, you would think 10% would be worth $500 million, 500 million. They're selling 10% for like $2 billion on a team valued at $5 billion.
Yeah.
Because the equity folks realize, okay, this thing only goes up every year. It's like one of the sure things that goes up every year by hundreds of millions of dollars. So we might be buying, 1%, what we're paying, or I should say we should be getting 40% for our 10%.
Yes.
But they know in a decade or so, they'll be at 40% or even more. So they're buying it very expensively, I guess would be the way to put it.
Yes, because they can right now.
Knowing it's going to pay out in the future.
Yeah, it's going to appreciate. And Green Bay is just a special
Greatly.
case, like you
Very.
said. Green Bay is like an original NFL team. There's no way a market like that would ever have a team like it is right now. But yeah, they're grandfathered in. Like you said.
Desiree's got a good point. And he's like, don't never say can, or they're smart people that have figured out. They're smart people that set it up. So there's no way around that. But that's one thing, Mario. I think when you call like the Pelicans organization, they say New Orleans Pelicans, New Orleans Saints. When you call the Saints, they say New Orleans Saints. They don't say New Orleans Pelicans. So my point is the Pelicans will always be second fiddle. They'll always be number 2 to the Saints. And that's kind of a problem. And I mean, Gail Benson bought that Pelicans team for like $350 million. It's worth like a couple of billion now. So her investment has paid off big time. I mean, they bought it at the bottom, and the league the next day just started taking off, and the NBA has been taking off ever since. So the only thing I would suggest is, and it's worthless to suggest, I mean, Gail Benson would laugh at this. Saints organization would laugh at this. I wish someone like Todd Graves or, Bill Goldring or someone with the wherewithal. Gary Schwest probably killing himself today. Like, I was like 10 million away, David Stern kept upping the price. I was going to pay $320. He wanted $330. I said, okay. Then he wanted $340. I said, okay. And then I'm not going anymore. And then Schwest was out, and Benson, got a call from Stern and paid $350, and it took off from there. Schwest is like, my God, my investment would be worth 7, 8, 10 times now what I paid. So he probably regrets it. But I'd like to see 2 owners, one with the Saints, one with the Pelicans, them essentially competing with each other.
100%.
It would motivate each to do better. And I think right now there's not a lot of motivation. Unlike most pro sports teams, the Saints and Pelicans are subsidized by the state. Like whatever the market is in New Orleans, like we could support, I think like it'd be like 1 point something major league teams, 1 point something, which really means the Saints and like the Zephyrs or minor league hockey or minor league soccer, something like that. We're not a 2 major pro sports team market per se by socio, by economics. But so we subsidize them. The city and the state kind of subsidizes it, unlike any other team anywhere. And I think it makes them not as competitive. It makes them not as hungry. There's sort of a monopoly in town. There's no competition, and they're not forced to win like other markets. You don't win. Suites don't sell. Tickets don't sell. The NFL owner doesn't make as much money, so there's an incentive to win in other cities.
Yeah. And I mean, when David Stern when the league owned the team and he sold the team to the Bensons, I don't think he was seeing any of this happening. He just wanted a solution to keep the team in the city, and that happened. But
it was one of the first dual ownerships. You remember they wouldn't allow that.
Yes.
You couldn't own an NFL team and an NBA team. You couldn't own an NFL team and an NHL team. Couldn't own Major League Baseball. These sports leagues were like, no, we want one owner for each. And, it's just kind of a bummer. I remember the guy, it was some like clothing guy, you remember, out of LA that was going to buy the, Pelicans. It was like a done deal. And then Stern wanted Schwest. And then when Schwest backed out, this guy from LA was going to buy it. And then Stern was like, I don't want that because he'll move it to LA. He'll move it to Kansas City. He'll move it to Mexico City. He'll move the team eventually. But with Benson, she's dedicated, or he was, Tom, and it'll give security for this team staying in New Orleans. They don't want a lot of movement of franchises.
Yeah, I remember that guy talking about moving the team to Anaheim. Like the NBA definitely didn't want that.
No, I mean, he was talking about it. No, he was talking about it. I thought that was just like the rumor where he would move it to Anaheim.
But either way, it was a fair concern for David Stern.
No, it was a fair concern.
That's why I didn't want to sell the team. And now the Bensons have owned it longer than George Shinn owned the team. So that sample size is really there. I mean, they've had no further success than they did with the prior owner.
Now that Houston guy, Fertitta, whatever, owns the Rockets. He owns like Landry Seafood and Morton Steakhouse and all that. That billionaire, I think, is from Houston. He loves New Orleans. Like, he's an out-of-towner you could sell the Saints to, and they would go nowhere. He loves New Orleans. He loves the Saints. He talks about coming to New Orleans and going to games. He loves the city, all that. So, I mean, there's some people from out of town that you could sell these teams to that probably wouldn't move them. But, Yeah, not that cat from LA, the clothing guy. Like you said, threats of Anaheim, etc.
Maybe just somebody more forward thinking, not even just with the on court stuff, but just, business wise, like renovating the arena, like seeing opportunity in the city, despite it being a small market and whatnot.
Yeah. No, I just wish West would have got it because there would have been competition. There'd be another facility. There'd be another president, another GM, another, it wouldn't be all in one house. You'd have more people employed. You would have competition. Saints are doing poorly. Pels are doing well. People would gravitate towards the Pels, and the Saints would be forced to do better because ticket sales and suite sales and the corporate pie that's only so big would be going to the Pels.
PR alone, I wonder how
differently
they would move.
It would be
inviting
dramatic.
coverage, not
It'd be
wanting
dramatic.
coverage. It'd be such a dramatic, such a different dynamic.
It would be much healthier for the fans, much healthier for the city. But also, again, we're a small market, and there aren't a lot of people out there. I mean, in LA, there are 100 people that could buy a pro sports team. Chicago, there are 100. New York, there are 1,000. New Orleans, there's 7. There's 6. There are 3. It's very limited. Anyway, no, I wish there was some structure of like Green Bay and New Orleans. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah. Just while we're on the topic, I was seeing 2 out of the last 3 years represent 2 of the worst seasons in Pelicans history. Their worst season all time was 04 and 05, but the next 2, the second worst and the third worst, are this season and last season.
I mean, at the beginning of this year, the Pelicans are arguably the worst team in the NBA, bottom 3, I'd say. I mean, up until the Saints finished 4-1 to end the year, 4-1. They were 2-10. So they're now whatever, in 11. Yeah. So, they won 4 out of the last 5. Otherwise, when they were 2-10, you could argue the Saints were the worst team in the NFL and the Pels were the worst team in the NBA. That says a lot,
100%.
So, I don't dislike Gail Benson. I just think, when you call the Saints and they say New Orleans Saints, and you call the Pelicans, they say New Orleans Pelicans, New Orleans Saints. It's like, wow, really? Just interesting. MLK Day. Boy, so much from this guy. The Montgomery bus boycott, the 1963 March on D.C., the I Have a Dream speech. Hey, how are we, like Louisiana, either an example of something that went down in Louisiana or a person from New Orleans or Louisiana that influenced Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., specifically the Montgomery bus boycott? How did Louisiana influence that? And the 1963 March on D.C., I Have a Dream speech, how did a New Orleanian influence that? 766-9480. Want to hear from you. 766-9480. Holla.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
When you need a new fence or automatic gate at your property or place of business, anywhere in Metro New Orleans, you got to see the Fence Man. For over 20 years, the Fence Man has been taking care of residential and commercial customers. Uses only the highest quality materials and products.
'Cause I'm the Fence Man.
For fences and automatic gates.
Yeah, I'm the Fence Man.
TheFenceman-NewOrleans.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
49 years in a row. Ford F-150, #1 truck in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamarck team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamarck Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live, we live to eat.
More
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love. More. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now. Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
If it's a weekday afternoon in New Orleans, it's got to be
It's a party every week, baby. Check it out.
Corey Johnson.
Yeah, you right. Monday, 766-9480 is how you dial us up. 766-9480, Mardi Gras Day. What, 4 weeks from tomorrow? 4 weeks from tomorrow, 29 days until Mardi Gras Day. So in the next couple of weeks, parades are just going to start picking up exponentially and roll right into Fat Tuesday. Yeah, it's king cake season. Rouse's Markets has your king cakes. About 25 different flavors to choose from. Who's got 25 different flavors? Is there a bakery that's got 25 different flavors? And the Rouse's Markets king cakes, it's not just like, hey, we're baking king cakes. Their cinnamon dough recipe is like 50 plus years old. You go to any Rouse's location, you're going to get a whiff of that dough, that cinnamon dough baking in the store, fresh. No, Rouse's has about 25 different flavors, and they even have king cake by the slice, which is awesome. You go into a Rouse's, they got the table with, maybe 100 king cakes that were baked that day, and then they got little boxes with one slice. I'll often just grab a couple of those. Now, I said about 25 different cream-filled king cakes to choose from. I'm old school. I like the just cinnamon dough with the icing on top. Plain Jane. Rouse's Markets. They got your king cakes. And here's a huge plus. You got friends and family living somewhere else. Surprise them. Send them a king cake from Rouse's. Just go to rouses.com. Right at the top of the page. Click on the king cake, where they'll send king cakes anywhere around the country. Rouses.com. Send king cakes to friends and family anywhere in the United States. And boy, there's a Rouse's near you. If you're heading home from work, you probably pass 1, 2, maybe 3 Rouse's from work to home. There are now over 75 Rouse's locations. They're everywhere. And you folks out in New Orleans East, I'm not knocking Winn-Dixie. Winn-Dixie kind of abandoned the market. They're focusing in on Florida, I guess where their roots are, and that's fine. Going to battle it out with Publix. We got Rouse's Markets. You folks in the East have to be thrilled. Out on Chef Highway, New Orleans East is like a grocery desert. There's not a lot of grocery stores out there. Now you've upgraded from a, Winn-Dixie, which is fine, to a Rouse's, which is exceptional. All those local products, all those national, even international products. I love the Rouse's labeled stuff. Donnie Rouse and the crew at Rouse's scours the world for the best products, and then they get these companies to put the Rouse's label on them. They've got these Italian pizzas, frozen pizza from Italy, the extra virgin olive oil with the Rouse's label. They got like 3 different levels, all different types. It's incredible. Rouse's Markets. Check them out. 766-9480. Yeah, mail that king cake to friends and family, rouses.com. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. 766-9480. Mario, I'm almost scared to update my iPhone. Had the update the other day. I was like, all right. Sometimes I bypass it. But I said, all right, I'm going to update just because it changes what you're used to. And then you have to adjust to the new thing. And I guess it's, quote, better, I guess.
No, I'm the same way, man.
I'm like used to the old,
Yeah, sometimes it just does it and I accept it. But yeah.
How do I go back? How do I upgrade?
No, I don't think this is exclusive to age, man. Some people just don't like change. Like I told you, I work out at Planet Fitness and it was closed for a couple of days because they were renovating it or moving things around, the whole deal. Now it's frustrating because I don't know where anything is. Like it's like delayed my workout.
That's like some of the I guess the 60, 70 plus crowd when a grocery store will change where stuff is.
Yes.
I'm used to aisle 11 having the olive oil. Now it's on aisle 14. Like they can't find the stuff.
Exactly.
No, the upgrade to your phone is like getting in a new car today. How do I turn on the radio? I have literally had a loaner or rental car and I'm not listening to the radio in this car because it was like too difficult to figure it out. It's like, I don't have time to sit here for 5 minutes. If I owned the car, I would, but I'm renting it for 2 days or something like that. Or it's a loaner car from a dealer or whatever. It's just crazy.
Yeah. I'm trying to get at that mentality because like clearly there's benefits to it. And like,
no, but not when you're just using it for a few days.
Yeah, no.
It sucks. I have to learn it. It's just not, you didn't just get in, put it and drive and go. You got some of these cars, you have to figure out how to get it and drive.
Yeah,
some of these cars, you have to, the radio and air conditioning's like impossible.
No, that's the worst. I was driving like Mike and Mike around one time, like ESPN personalities when I was working. And it was a car that I did not know how to work. And it was raining and I didn't know how to work the windshield wipers.
Wow.
And Mike Golick Jr. had to like reach over and do it. That was not a proud moment.
Wow, that's hysterical.
But it goes with what you're saying.
Yeah, I was in a Mercedes loaner and it had this weird shift to go to like park, reverse, neutral, drive. But I figured it out, obviously. And I pull into that circle, Lee Circle, whatever, Tivoli Circle, Exxon. And there's like an S-Class Mercedes, 120 grand running, idling. And I walk in the store and there's only one dude in there, this big old guy. And I just said, dude, your car's running outside. He goes, yeah, no one will be able to get it and drive. I'm like, you mean, da-da-da? He's like, oh, because I knew how to do it. And he's just like freaked out that I knew how to do it. I'm like, yeah, go turn the car off, dude. You asking for it to get stolen?
That's ballsy in that area of the city. I don't know how else to say it.
You think Tivoli Circle or Lee Circle area is seedy?
I mean, it has potential to be. It's right on the edge of the city.
I was on Twitter. This poor lady, she's just like scared out of her mind. Like, my parents live in Shreveport. My grandparents live in Shreveport. I'm scared to visit them. I'm like, no, you got to relax.
No, but to leave
just use common sense.
To leave your car running.
To leave a car running in any North American city, you're on drugs.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, that's kind of what
I would agree with you on that.
Yeah,
but yeah, this poor lady's like, first she was talking about New Orleans. I don't visit anymore because it's so dangerous. I'm like, okay, I've never flown into Chicago or New York and I'm worrying about crime ever in my life. I've never traveled or gone on a vacation to any North American city and I'm worrying about crime. No one comes to New Orleans from out of town and worries about crime, okay? They come here and have a good time. Now, does New Orleans have a violent crime problem? Yes. Have we done a good job curbing it, tapping it down? No doubt. Is it still a violent crime city? Yes. So is Atlanta, like Houston, Dallas. Sometimes the FBI, they're like number one, top 5 most violent cities by the FBI. I've never gone to Dallas, Houston, or Atlanta and be like, oh my God, I might get mugged or I'm worried about crime. Ever. Never. New York, never. But with that said, the Dookie Chase shooting, just terrible. This idiot will be found. He'll be jailed for life. Kareem Harris shot and killed 3 women, 1 from Florida, 2 from Los Angeles. One of the ladies from Los Angeles shot 5 times. These criminals with the sideways gun thing. I have a gun. I have a Glock 17. I go to the range with the Wong brothers from Treyen. They have their own range on the North Shore. I've gone and shot with them. Tommy Wong has taught me how to shoot. He's a certified instructor, and he's very methodical. Like before I ever picked up the gun and shot it, it was 45 minutes of just instruction and how to deal with the range when other people are shooting, how to deal with it, all this stuff. And he doesn't just teach you how to shoot. He teaches you how to pull from the holster, how to shoot, how to, look around. It's about protecting yourself too, not just shooting targets. It's how you would pull out the gun if some intruder was coming after you. So he's very methodical. He knows what he's doing. With that said, a gun is like, is a bad analogy, like hitting a golf ball or, fishing, or you got to know what you're doing. You can't just cast the rod out there and, hey, I'm going to catch a fish, or, start swinging a golf club and you're going to hit the ball right. You can't just get a gun and start shooting it. But, obviously they're criminals, so they're stupid. They're criminals. I mean, it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. You're a criminal, you're an idiot. The sideways shooting. The point is, this idiot chasing some guy, this kid, Kareem Harris, who got shot and killed, runs into Dookie Chase, and this guy shoots and kills him, but also shot this woman 5 times because they're spraying bullets everywhere. It's crazy. That's why bystanders in the quarter and other places where there are crowds, a bunch of people get hit, and the person they're trying to hit doesn't get hit. Holding the gun sideways, just rattling off shots. You think they're target practicing? So, hey, when I go murder someone, I'll be accurate. They're just dumb criminals, don't know how to use the gun properly, and just splattering bullets all over the place. No, 3 women shot, 1 from Florida, grazing her, and then 2 from Los Angeles. 1 from Los Angeles hit 5 times, shot 5 times. Just crazy. Anyway, they will catch this idiot. The reward increased to $13,500 for info leading to his arrest, the shooter's arrest. If that's not bad enough, an arsonist, talk about idiot criminal. 8 cars set on fire in the Faubourg Marigny neighborhood. The New Orleans Fire Department reported 8 vehicles in one house. 8 vehicles, 3 on Dauphine, 1 on Desire Street, 1 on Montague. The house, I think, was in the 3100 block of Dauphine, all in the Faubourg Marigny. I mean, what's the point of this? It was arbitrary. It wasn't like, I got 8 people I don't like. I'm going to Jimmy's house, light his car on fire. I'm going to Billy's house, light his car. It's just some idiot, drugged up moron. I don't know what they were, but just terrible. The Dookie Chase shooting, 8 cars set on fire, an arsonist. Crazy. Crazy. Old Trumpsky, the old Trumpsky. Considering, basically, what did he say? Considering Denmark decided not to give me the Nobel Peace Prize for having stopped 8 wars, I no longer feel an obligation to think purely of peace. Wow, because you personally didn't get the Nobel Peace Prize, you're not going to think about peace anymore? And then just the whole Greenland thing is out of control. So you landed a boat on Greenland and you're claiming the country 300 years ago? It's like more like 1,000. It's gone between, I think, like Sweden and Denmark, but Denmark for hundreds of years now. Yeah, kind of like America. I guess Canada could say, oh, so you claim America? We're going to claim it. I mean, it's unbelievable. And then we're worried about Russia. This is just total BS nonsense. Russia or China will take over Denmark. Denmark will take over Greenland. Greenland is a Denmark territory, and it's part of NATO. Russia and China, aren't going to be able to put anything on it like we have a base there, a military base. And B, they're not going to go take it over. Just total nonsense. Donald Trump sometimes hard to figure out. Coming right back.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
49 years in a row. Ford F-150, #1 truck in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamarck team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamarck Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters, and you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now. Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
The Fence Man, a locally owned fencing company serving the Metro New Orleans area for over 20 years.
I'm the fence man.
TheFenceman-NewOrleans.com.
Yeah, I'm the fence man.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
In Metro New Orleans on 93.9 FM and 107.9 FM.
No, indeed, I don't want to be on the radio.
Corey Johnson.
There's my mommy. I went to Lebanon's Cafe yesterday with my mom and my brother. My sister couldn't make it. I double dipped on Mediterranean yesterday. Went to Lebanon's Cafe, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn. You'll love it. My mom got lamb chops. They're fantastic, like 6 lamb chops, a little veggie medley, and then you still get to pick 2 sides. I think she got double baba ganoush, the ground eggplant. Sometimes she'll get the hummus, ground chickpeas, and the baba ganoush. Sometimes she'll get the cauliflower. I got my usual at Lebanon's, the chicken shawarma with some tabbouleh on the side, a great salad. It's parsley and wheat with lemon olive oil. So tasty, fresh. And then I got a fried football kibbe, a little Lebanese meat pie that's shaped like a little football, and it's brown, looks like a little football. My grandmother, Situ, that's Arabic for grandmother, she made these fried football kibbies fantastic. She called them fried football kibbies because she's like, it looks like a football. So that was lunch yesterday. Lebanon's Cafe, right by the streetcar barn, where Carrollton's one lane, right on the streetcar line under the oak trees. A little cold for outdoor dining tonight, but great place to dine outside right there on Carrollton, where it's one lane. And then last night for dinner, I beelined to Metairie Kebab House. They're not a client or sponsor on the show. I'm fair and objective about it. I mean, the clients and sponsors I have, I get to approve it. You know, I get to say like, okay, I'll do that or I won't. And it's not fun for the ones I don't. I mean, there'll be people that own businesses in Metro New Orleans that want to be part of this program, that want me doing live personal endorsements for their company. And I only can do like one category of each. I'm not going to sit there and do, 2 similar businesses. I'm going to pick one in each sort of category. And there could be a conflict, or I don't go to that business, or I know about that business and I think it's sort of mediocre. You know, I don't tell the client, hey, man, I think your business is mediocre and I'm a snob and I'm not going to do it. It's not that. It's just I can't tell you to go. You know, I can't sell it to you. I can't push it on you if I don't believe in it myself. Everybody I talk about, I believe in. I use them. They're the best at what they do in the metro area. And Lebanon's Cafe is fantastic. Now, I would endorse Kebab House, but it's, you know, kind of a competitor to Lebanon's Cafe indirectly. Not really, though. I mean, Kebab House is on Vets at Homa Boulevard in Metairie. Lebanon's Cafe is in Uptown. But I'm just telling you, I went to Lebanon's for lunch yesterday. Fantastic. And then I went to dinner at Kebab House, and I had tabbouleh and a fried football kibbe again, but I got lamb shish kebab at Kebab House, chicken shawarma at Lebanon's Cafe. So I was Middle Easterning out yesterday for lunch and dinner on a Sunday. Really good stuff, Lebanon's Cafe. You'll love it. And they're open till 9:30, which I think's cool as hell. You know, you can go there late. You can walk in there at 8:45, 9 o'clock, 9:15, and get lamb chops, get shish kebab, get all your favorite Middle Eastern sides. Good stuff. MLK Day. Hey, in 1955, Dr. Martin Luther King had the Montgomery bus boycott, led the Montgomery bus boycott, where Black residents of Montgomery walked to work. They refused to get on the buses, and that crippled that bus system. Like, they had to bend and allow Black folks to be able to ride on the bus and anywhere on the bus, not just the back of the bus. They'd have seats available in the front, and Black people had to stand in the back if it was crowded. It was ridiculous. I mean, insane, man. Insane. You know, when I think about that time period, there are three scenarios. One, you could just be a white racist and keep the Black people down. Or two and three, you could be a righteous person, but two would be being righteous and against it, but not doing anything about it. And three would be a righteous person and helping, marching with Black folks, demanding that the buses allow Black folks to sit anywhere. You know, it's easy to say, I'd be the righteous one. I'd be marching. I hope I would be. But I mean, there might be pressure where a white person might say, no, I don't want to get involved. And I hope I wouldn't be that white person. I hope I'd be marching with Black folks. I hope I'd be demanding equal rights. But it's easy to say, of course you would be, but not when you got a bunch of insane white folks in law enforcement with dogs and, you know, allowing the KKK to run free and no justice when Black people are wrongly treated. So it's easy to say you'd be brave, but would you be? Anyway, 1955 Montgomery bus boycott. How did a city in Louisiana, town in Louisiana, influence Dr. Martin Luther King to have the Montgomery bus boycott? Fill me in on that. 766-9480. Do you know the answer? 766-9480. In 1963, the March on D.C., the I Have a Dream speech. A native New Orleanian influenced Dr. Martin Luther King, like on the fly during his speech. He abandoned his prepared speech and ad-libbed the I Have a Dream speech. There are no teleprompters. If you watch the speech, he's not looking down on a sheet, reading from a script. He's looking straight ahead, and he's just ad-libbing it. No uhs and ums, no stumbling, bumbling, no long pauses while he figures things out. Dr. Martin Luther King was a genius, and his brain was enormous, and he just rolled with that I Have a Dream speech. A native New Orleanian influenced him on the fly during that speech to essentially put down your notes and just go for it. And that's exactly what Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. did. Do you know who that was? Native New Orleanian. 766-9480. The 1955 Montgomery bus boycott. What was the model? What influenced Dr. Martin Luther King to do that? It was a city or town in Louisiana that influenced him. 766-9480. And a native New Orleanian influenced the I Have a Dream speech. Who was that native New Orleanian? 766-9480. 766-9480. Wes joins us on the program. Where you calling from, Wes? The East?
Yeah, I'm in New Orleans East right now.
New Orleans East, home of not one good restaurant.
That's not true.
Where is there a good restaurant, Wes?
I think it's Lake Forest and Bundy. I can't give you the name. I think it's M&J.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Little soul food spot.
I like Dong Fong, but that would be the Far East. And I like, yeah, you like that pun? And I like Vasinovich. I haven't been there in a while. The seafood joint by NASA for lunch. What you got for us, Wes?
I just wanted to talk about Mahalia Jackson.
Wow.
He prompted Martin King to talk at his famous speech.
Hey, Wes, hang on. I got to go to the top of the hour break. I'd love you to hang on. I want to pick you up on the other side. You're on to something. Don't move, New Orleans.
With Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 5 p.m.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
49 years in a row. Ford F-150, #1 truck in America. What about in the USA? Let's see. What about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamarck team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamarck Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe. Isn't it time to have that dream backyard you've always wanted? LGD Lawn and Landscapes can make it happen with artificial turf installation. Synthetic turf gives you the look and feel of natural grass. You get a beautiful lawn without the ongoing expenses of maintenance and no puddles, meaning you won't be tracking grass or dirt into the house. Let LGD come to your house and give you a free estimate. NOLALGD.com.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TF-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TF-AC.com, your cool spots.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live, we live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
You right, 5 o'clock powwow. Corey Johnson back at you. Wes in New Orleans East, like I said, is on to something. Wes, I appreciate you hanging on. Please continue.
Yeah, it was Mahalia Jackson who prompted Martin King to speak of the dream.
Tell him about the dream. Tell him about the dream.
Right. He ad-libbed it from there, and that became his famous speech.
Yeah, I don't know about you, Wes. That was the right man at terrible times. I mean, I wouldn't have handled it like that. I would have probably been killed because I would have been like, pre-Mecca Malcolm X, treat violence with violence. I mean, these racist white people were sick, I would have been like, let's eradicate these people. If we even get what we want, how can we live with these idiots? I mean, I wouldn't have handled it right. I don't have the mentality to handle something like that. I can't even imagine. It's crazy.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, and you might not like this, but I think in this area, we're still fighting the Civil War.
Well, I wouldn't say black people are fighting the Civil War, but any white person that thinks things are totally equal, they're delusional. Now, I'm not saying black people can't make it in America. We had Barack Obama's president. Obviously, black people can make it. I'm just saying there's still white entitlement. I mean, I'm a white male heterosexual. The skids are greased for me, especially like in New Orleans. And, the average black person to go with the average white person, the white person gets advantages. The white male gets advantages over women, homosexuals, black, Latino, Asian, any and all of it. No, it's not fully equal. I would agree with you. The Civil War thing's a little strong, but I agree with you essentially.
Essentially, that's what it is. But it's okay. We'll as they say, persevere and keep on going.
No, you got to persevere, Wes. It's like this is a bad example, but I'm kind of, in my business, if you're, dark skin or a blonde with big, what, you're probably going to have an advantage over me because white men dominated this business for so long. So they're looking for diversity, like proactively looking for diversity. So if I'm tied with, somebody with a foreign sounding name, someone with darker skin or a female, they're probably going to get the gig over me. And I don't bum out about that. I'm like, well, white men had an advantage for decades up until just a few decades ago. And like you, I'll persevere. I'll grind. I'll win by myself. I'll make sure I win by myself. And I think that's what I would imagine a lot of black folks do. They're like, in spite of all this crap, I'm going to win. I'm going to win.
Well, one thing to always keep in mind, I think, is that black people make up less than 20% of the population of the United States.
Yeah, I think it's 13%.
Yeah, so of course there's always going to be the dominant race is going to control most of the things that happen here.
It'll be Latino in about 50 years.
Yeah, that may be true as well. But, overall, I just think that we all need to recognize the shortcomings as well as the advantages that the different races bring to society as a whole. And
I think normal people do that, huh, Wes?
I think so. I think so for the most part. But there's still some people who say, "Hey, I don't like them, and I don't like them, and I don't like them."
Oh yeah, no, there's no doubt. I totally agree with you. I mean, I am white, and I will bump into white people. Doesn't happen as often as it used to, but it still happens. And they assume we're like in the same club, and they'll drop like the N bomb or something. I'm just like, wow, really? Or disparage. I mean, the other day I was talking about a guy, and he's kind of like a jerk, and he's kind of like a criminal type, deviant, happens to be of Indian, origin. And this guy I was talking to is like, yeah, those Indians can be, crooked. And I'm just like, no, this one is. And the incidental is he's Indian, it's not Indian people are deviant. No, I think people that make these generalizations are, I think, just weak, mentally weak, excuse making. I don't know. I don't like it. I just think it's an insecurity. I don't understand it, man.
Sometimes you just need something to hang your hat on, and
I guess
that is race is very convenient.
No, and when it's like that, I always talk about binary thinking versus critical thinking. I'm a critical thinker. I like following the facts. But for a lot of people, binary thinkers, it's like, hey, black people suck, white people suck, and they get with a group of like-minded people, and it's comfortable. They don't have to think anymore. I'm with this crew, and they think white people suck. I'm with this crew, and I think black people suck. I was talking to a black guy the other day on Oak Street. It was me and like two other white guys and this black guy, and he kept saying stuff like the white political machine, the white this, the white that, and I wasn't offended at all. Like I said, I'm white, heterosexual, and male, and the skids are grease for me. But I was thinking, like, boy, if I reversed this and said, he would probably freak out, but he was saying it, and I didn't get offended. And I think he's probably a nice guy. I just thought that was a little closed-minded of him. But also, I'm not walking in his shoes where he's dealt with a bunch of white folks in his life that were overt racists,
Well, I don't know what influences him to think like that. But, sometimes, as I said before, the dominant race wants to do business with the dominant race.
I guess.
And, that's just the way it is.
I do business with the best. Don't you do business with the best? Seriously. Wes, if you were hiring a plumber and a black guy showed up, an Asian guy showed up, and a white guy showed up, and you knew which one was the best, you're going to go with the other guy?
I'm going to go with the best.
Exactly. I don't care if they're black, white, male, female, gay, straight. I could care less. I want the best.
I want the best.
Yep. No, but some people aren't like that. Some people that are white will choose the white guy and he's inferior, or somebody who's black will choose the black guy and who's inferior, or an Asian will choose the Asian who's inferior. And have fun with that. That's what I say. I'm going to pick the best.
Yeah, well, you would expect to pick the best, but sometimes, there's some people who say, hey, it's just like when I'm at the doctor. I've asked black doctors, hey, what do white people think? I mean, you're the specialist. What do white people think when you walk in the room? He says they want a white guy.
No, some probably do. And go get the inferior white guy. I want the black surgeon who's the best. You're operating on me? Who's the best? The black guy? Great. I want him. I don't care what color they are. I want the best. But, that's probably easy for me. And some people, it's more difficult, I guess. Hey, going back, Wes, Mahalia Jackson grew up in the Black Pearl neighborhood right off like Broadway in Uptown. And she was big into the civil rights movement, traveled with Dr. Martin Luther King and other civil rights leaders. And yeah, you nailed it. He was doing the I Have a Dream speech, reading off of a script. Mahalia Jackson was behind him and yelled, Martin, tell him about the dream. Tell him about the dream. And he abandoned the script and just ad-libbed. I mean, no ahs, no stumbling, no bumbling. One of the greatest speeches in American history, and he just ad-libbed it. Just pretty damn impressive.
Yeah, she not only was born here, she's interred down the Airline Highway.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Is that right? The that big cemetery spot on Airline Pass by the Saints camp, huh?
Right.
Wow.
That is where she is.
Wow. That's
Yes,
interesting.
sir.
I guess the family bought a plot out there. No, just Mahalia Jackson Theater, that state-of-the-art theater in, Armstrong Park, Treme area, named after her. No, that's one of the great New Orleanians right there.
Yes, she was a great New Orleanian.
Wes, you nailed it. Now, do you know about the Montgomery bus boycott, where MLK got that idea from?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that it was Andrew Young.
That's a good guess.
New Orleans.
You're the second I got an email from TR on the North Shore saying Andrew Young. It's actually not a person, but a town or city. But someone will get it soon.
No,
West,
I'm not.
Keep listening and watching, all right?
Okay, I will.
Yeah, you're right. That's Wes out in New Orleans East, home of not one good restaurant. Wes says there's one. Now, I was saying the Far East, pun intended. A lot of Vietnamese out in the Far East. And Dong Phuong Bakery's pretty damn good. Everybody loves those king cakes, that's for sure. And it's amazing, like Vietnam was like a French colony or territory, and the Vietnamese embraced the French cooking, and that's why you get these Vietnamese that can cook their rear ends off. They have a lot of French cooking influence, like New Orleans chefs, a lot of French influence. And yeah, I said Vasinovich's, they're only open for lunch. They're out by NASA, I think on Michoud, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't been there in 15, 20 years. I need to get back out there. I haven't been to Dong Phuong in about 5 or 6 for lunch. Got to head out to the Far East. That's Wes in the East. You can dial us up, 766-9480. 766-9480. Boy, it's cold. This morning was very cold. Low 30s. Warming up a little bit, but it's going to be cold for the next few days. And then later in the week, we'll heat back up. If you ever need air conditioning or heat help, think Total Maintenance. If you're in New Orleans or in Baton Rouge, all you have to do is think about the pros, the best of the business, Total Maintenance. If you ever need air conditioning or heat help in New Orleans or Baton Rouge, think Total Maintenance. TM-AC.com. That's all you need to know. TM-AC.com. Fair and Honest Lucas and the boys at Total Maintenance. It's a Monday afternoon, 766-9480. Call us up.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet, Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSAgency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSAgency.com.
The Fence Man, a locally owned fencing company serving the metro New Orleans area for over 20 years.
I'm the fence man.
TheFenceman-NewOrleans.com.
Yeah, I'm the fence man.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
The true voice of New Orleans, telling it like it is. Corey Johnson.
Let's head right back to the phone lines on this Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. To the Best Bank again, Algiers Point. We're staying in Orleans Parish. Garrett joins us.
Hey, Corey, first time, long time. Really appreciate everything you do.
Thanks, Garrett.
I'd be remiss not to mention a person that I was lucky to know, but his name's Lanny Goldfinch, and he was one of the Core 4 members that sat at the lunch counter in 1960 with Aretha Castle Haley, Cecil Carter, Rudy Lombard, that created the...
What's that, Garrett? Lost you for a sec. You still there, Garrett?
I'm still here. You there?
Yeah. Well, you were saying all these people. I mean, incredible names. Where was this? The Woolworths on Rampart and Canal Street?
It was actually McCrory's on Canal Street.
Right down the street. Wow.
And they were called the Core 4. And we lost Lanny last year. But it was a very integral part to the civil rights movement here in Louisiana, especially across the nation, with the Lombard versus Supreme Court. And
What is it? Lombard versus what? The Supreme Court?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to have to Google that. That's great stuff, Garrett.
It's Lombard versus Louisiana, excuse me. But it was heard by the Supreme Court.
Wow.
And it's a very important thing for Louisiana and the nation.
No,
And
it sounds
so
like it.
I don't want to conflate the two with some white people sitting at a lunch counter, but there are some good white people among us.
Oh, of course. I mean, I think most white people among us are good. I think
that's true.
I think you just have a glaring, and it's shrinking, thank God. You just have especially in the past, a glaring number, too high of a percentage of white people that were sick and racist, just evil people. And then they pass that on to their kids, and that's not a good thing. But, hopefully their kids are better than their parents. If you're a parent, you want your kids to be better than you,
That's exactly right.
So
I'd appreciate, though, if you looked into, they're called the Core 4.
All right.
And it was a very big thing in Louisiana in 1960. And it's kind of like, overshadowed by a lot of other things that were going on in those days. But I just felt compelled to call in and give a shout out to Lanny Goldfinch, who's an exceptional human being.
It's the Core 4 1960, and it's Lombard versus Louisiana.
That's correct.
Yeah, I'm going to check all that out tonight.
Yeah, very important. And we lost Lanny in July, but he's with Aretha Castle, and I'm forgetting the other two. Well, Lombard, obviously, and then I believe the other one's last name was Cecil. They're all students.
Wow.
At Loyola. But it was an important thing, and it gets forgotten. But when I was listening to your show, I couldn't help but call in for the first time and say, hey, this is important.
No, I love it, Garrett. I love it. I love that information.
Thank you so much for everything, Corey. I'm going to keep listening. I appreciate your time.
No, I appreciate your time. Garrett in Algiers Point talking about the Core 4 from 1960, Lombard versus Louisiana. He said it went to the Supreme Court. No, I want to learn about all that stuff. Are you kidding me? I often talk about, we talk about Ruby Bridges integrating the schools, but you had the, Gail Etienne and, the two other women that were integrating schools that very same day, the McDonough three. What was it? Gail Etienne, Prevost, and Etienne, Prevost, and damn. We'll go to the break. I'll remember it all. First name, last name, all that crap. You get the microphone in front of me and a camera, I start getting scared and my brain doesn't work right, Mario. No, it's good to know all this stuff. It's not just for black people. It's for white people too. I mean, breaks my heart, the injustice, man. It's sick. I'm a native New Orleanian, When I hear people, making these generalizations about black folks, and I think about friends and acquaintances that are black and how great they are. I mean, it can be any race, but I mean, I'm just a yaddy New Orleanian when, hey, honey, hey, sugar, hey, baby, a white woman, a black woman, just some yaddy New Orleanian saying that to me. How can you not find that endearing? How can you not find that special? I honestly, I feel sorry for white people that don't get the influence, the cultural influence, the greatness of the black community in New Orleans. They just focus in on, things that they think are bad, like crime or something like that. And black people are responsible. It's like, yeah, when white people do that, you don't think about white people, and that's what I always tell like the racist white person. I'm like, okay, you use this N-bomb thing, which makes me want to throw up on you. Where's the term for white people that is equal to that? No one says cracker. And then they'll say some just adjective that's like, that's universal. No one thinks of white people when you say that. But when you drop the N-bomb, it's specifically against black people. It's beyond wrong. Now, one thing that I'm just ridiculously happy about, because life's tough enough. You could have a blowout on the way home. Somebody could do something to you. Problems are going to happen. Things pop up that are legitimate. You have to deal with. Someone throws a pile of what in front of you. You're trying to shrink it, make it as small as possible. But people that are like racist, sexist, homophobic, etc. No, I'm blessed. My mom and dad, my mom couldn't say the N-word if you paid her or put a gun to her head. Couldn't come out of her mouth. My father never said that. My grandparents never said these things. Never. My brothers and sisters, all older than me, none of them are racist, homophobic, sexist, none of that. And I'm like very fortunate in a way because I don't have to carry around that anvil or that piano or sack of rocks on my back. Like I said, life's hard enough. I'm going to come up with this illogical, nonsensical, total BS and cling to it. I'm talking to this pretty attractive woman last week and got totally turned off when she was saying like there was a gay guy at the bar and I was talking to him and his friend. They're both gay. I mean, just overtly, very effeminate and, holding hands, all this, not holding hands, but, you could tell they were a couple. I walked this woman to the car and she's complaining about, oh, they got to be so gay and just talking gay and just overtly gay and just like, and what's the problem? Like, I mean, the guy didn't have on like, the ball in his mouth with the leather thing and holding a banner at the lead of the gay pride parade. Just happened to be gay. I don't know. One of my new friends for about 3-4 years, a neighbor down the street. I mean, we're tight. It's like 4 or 5 years I've been friends with this guy. He's just a great guy. Happens to be gay. Great guy. Love this guy. He's cool as can be. He's, smart, successful, legitimate guy. And happens to be gay. I could care less that he's gay or straight. He knows I'm straight. He's not hitting on me. He's not doing anything overt like, Corey, I want to sleep with you or anything crazy. I mean, just he can even talk about relationship with a guy and I'm not like disgusted or upset. I mean, get into sexual crap, and he could probably mention something like that. I'd be like, I hear you. I'd have like empathy, like, all right, like I like women, he likes men. You know, care less. He's a good guy. He's got a good heart. He's smart. He's you know, a good person. Why would I not like him? Because he's gay? No, this woman just turned me off. Walking her cars, I couldn't wait to get her in her car and let her drive off. I'm like, why are you so homophobic? I wanted to tell her. But, you know, I just met her and all that. I'm not going to bust her chops. Let her. I was like, she's got enough problems already with that, you know? So, no, I don't get it. White people that think I'm a member of their club because I'm white? No. Being white, male, heterosexual, beyond my control, had nothing to do with it. I'm not a proud white person. Why to be a proud white? I'm a proud size 9 shoe wearer. I mean, I didn't have anything to do with my foot being a size 9. You know, it's just crazy. Proud white person. Hey, I'm a proud. It's just silly. Proud heterosexual. Well, good for you. It's beyond my control. Anyway, no, I'm lucky. My parents raised me right. My grandparents raised me right. My older brothers and sisters raised me right. I'm a native New Orleanian. I love the Black community. I love the Irish, the Italians, the Jewish community, Germans, the Vietnamese community, Honduran community. I mean, that's the diversity that makes New Orleans great. Our culture is enriched. Are you kidding? No, I feel sorry for people, Black, white, whatever, that carry that sack of rocks on their back, that are racist or bigots or homophobic or sexist. It's, you know, like I said, life's tough enough. Have at it. Corey Johnson with you. The 5 o'clock powwow continues till 6 o'clock. You can check us out on radio, TV, social media, and you can dial us up 766-9480. The Montgomery bus boycott in 1955. What influenced Dr. Martin Luther King to do that? Wes in New Orleans East nailed the Mahalia Jackson thing. I just asked, what New Orleanian got Dr. Martin Luther King to go off script with his I Have a Dream speech? And it was Mahalia Jackson. Dr. Martin Luther King had a script prepared. He was reading off of it. And Mahalia Jackson, I don't know, for some reason was like, tell him about the dream, Martin. Tell him about the dream. And he abandoned the script and ad-libbed the entire I Have a Dream speech. If you can't appreciate Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s greatness and his intellect and his, you know, just the right man at the right time, handling this properly, where it maximized, you know, civil rights and things of that nature, you know, I don't know. I feel sorry for you, you know. You lack empathy or you just don't get it. I don't know. I love New Orleans. I love Louisiana. I love America. And this is all part of history. These are great people. Great people. I mean, Mahalia Jackson, gospel singer, great New Orleanian. Hey, every day, this program is brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kennebra, home of the big store, Lamarck Ford, #1 Lincoln dealership in the state. And right across the parish in Elmwood, Lamarck Crescent City Ford. You own a business, you need a commercial truck, van, or SUV, they got you covered. Every day, this program brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex and Lamarck Crescent City Ford. Corey Johnson with you.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet, Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live, we live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
49 years in a row. Ford F-150, #1 truck in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamarck team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamarck Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
This is a hell of a lot easier than when I delivered pizza in New Orleans. What the hell? We're all just blocking the street. We're all just blocking the street. Come on, I gotta deliver this pizza. We're all just blocking the street. Screw it. We won't stop blocking the street. Yeah, stop blocking the street.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. The Dookie Chase shooting is just terrible. You know, I'm watching the NFL playoffs, and then I just had kept the TV on. It went to like national news, and they had a story on the Dookie Chase shooting for the whole country to see. Not good. Now, this idiot will be found. He'll be jailed for life. Kareem Harris shot and killed. 3 women were shot. One of the women from Los Angeles got shot 5 times. 5 times. She's in the hospital. It looks like she's going to survive, but no, these criminals are just ruthless. They go to shoot somebody. They don't know how to use a gun. They don't give a crap, and they just spray bullets everywhere, hoping they'll hit the target. And they do not care if they hit innocent bystanders. It's just sickening. Some arsonists, I mean, this guy's deranged. Talk about go to jail for a long time. Some arsonists in the Faubourg Marigny neighborhood early this morning, 12 cars set on fire. Totals 8 cars. Totals 8 cars. 3 on Dauphine, 4 on Desire Street, and 1 on Montague. And I don't think there's any connection. Like, he was against these guys. I'm going to get Jimmy. I'm going to burn his car. Just arbitrarily doing it. Just a criminal deviant. Like at 1, 2 in the morning earlier today. Not good. Hey, tonight, college football's national title game, Miami versus Indiana. Essentially a home game for Miami. College football national title game tonight. Mario, this is kind of screwed up. I mean, you don't make, a bowl. Your season ended like 8 weeks ago.
Yeah. 100%.
You know what I mean? It's the college season started like the first week of September. We're almost in February.
Yeah, it's
all about money, man. The college season should have ended a few weeks ago.
100%. It was already screwed up even before like the expanded playoffs. You had wild card weekend, and then you had the national championship. It feels like the NFL takes away a lot of colleges like shine. So I agree. The calendar's just screwed.
No, and they're talking about if they go to a 16-team playoff, they'll 86 conference. Well, no, they go to a 16. but they want it to be 24.
Yeah.
And if they go to 24, there'll be no conference championship games, and those are lucrative, So
College football is just so diluted and just so not what it used to be. I mean,
it's true. It's true.
yeah, it's a shame. I mean, still looking forward to the game. Indiana's still a great story. Miami's low-key a great story, too. They barely made the playoff, and now they're one win away from the championship in their home stadium. So
Now, I'll be honest with you. I'm pulling against Peyton in Denver strictly because of Peyton. I like Denver as a team. I like the Broncos historically.
yeah,
I like their unis. I always liked them. I liked Elway. And it's not that I dislike Sean Payton. It's like Saban at Alabama. I'm not rooting for him at Alabama. I'm an LSU fan.
Yeah.
Not rooting for Sean Payton in Denver,
yeah, I'm 100%. And I know that's not like great for radio, but I'm 100% indifferent. Like if he wins, I'll be happy for him. If he loses, the petty part of me will be happy that Sean Payton's not winning.
Yeah, I'm kind of rooting against Sean Payton to have success, but I'm kind of fair and objective about it. I'm not in denial. He's a Hall of Fame coach. I don't forget the Super Bowl season. I mean, you want to know what I love about Sean Payton, the Super Bowl season? The press conference after the win. He's hungover. He's got his shirt untucked. He's clearly hungover. Got hammered and partied all night because he got the Super Bowl trophy, and then just kind of shows up. I think they fined him, actually. The NFL fined him. I think he's like, "Yeah, fine me all you want."
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you got to love this guy, for
Worth
the
it.
win and this, that. It was just great. But when I say I'm fair and objective about it, I'm trying to think of who would be a better coach to have to deal with your starting quarterback going out. Nick's broke his ankle. He's done for the playoffs. They're going to Stidham.
Yeah, Jared Stidham, yeah.
They're going with Stidham, the old New England QB. He's like 28, 29. He's got experience. They're going with him as the starter, obviously. Peyton knows his QBs. He knows what Stidham can do and what he can't do. He's going to just throw some pages of the playbook out the window, and he's going to bring in some that maybe Nick's couldn't do.
Yeah.
And Stidham's good at, and he'll add those that they probably run in practice when he's the backup, and they're running him second string. Coupled with, you were mentioned during the break, and I knew this already. You got a bunch of QBs that were backups in New Orleans. Taysom Hill, Teddy Bridgewater. They got winning records with Peyton.
Yeah.
It's not a long-term thing. I don't think it's like your, quote, starter forever. But let's maximize what this guy can do in this particular game. I'm trying to think of a coach that could do that as well as Sean Payton.
Not many, honestly. Maybe like Andy Reid, but he doesn't have the track record with.
And he's not an offensive genius, sort of like Payton is, I would think, right?
Either way,
Reid's more blue collar,
a little bit. You're splitting hairs there either way, but like you said, he just has a good track record with backup quarterbacks because, like you said, he's a masterful play caller, but I also think he's a really good leader as a head coach. Like he'll keep the rest of the team even keel, and they'll not be expecting Bo Nix. They'll be, Taylor making the game to Jared Stidham.
They're better head coaches than Sean Payton in NFL history. A lot of them, a handful of them. But taking what you got, maximizing this particular position, quarterback, and getting the most out of him, I don't know if there's a lot of coaches that are going to be better than Sean Payton doing that. So I'm not a gambling man, but I wouldn't bet against Denver and Stidham. I think he's going to have a decent game. I don't think it's going to be 9 for 27, 86 yards.
Yeah.
No,
100%.
He's going to complete 65, 70% of his passes, probably have more touchdowns than interceptions. It's going to I think he'll have a solid game. I'm not saying Denver's going to win, but he'll have a solid game.
To be honest with you, I think they kind of slayed the Giant already. In other words, I think Buffalo is maybe better than New England. It's not like New England's this unstoppable force. They've had a great season. Vrabel's in his first season already in the AFC title. I'm not trying to take away from them, but it's not like they're like the Chiefs or Josh Allen-led Bills. I think they can be beat by the backup.
Yep. No, exactly. It's second-year quarterback. New England had 5 wins last year.
Exactly.
The bottom could fall out anytime.
100%.
No doubt.
They played the Texans, who were terrible. They bat into the playoffs. So, yeah.
Seattle seems really good.
Seattle does seem good, man. Sam Darnold.
Especially at home.
Yeah, the knock on Sam Darnold is kind of wilting and turning back into a pumpkin, if you will, in big games in the playoffs. But he was dynamite. And Rashid Shaheed, the Saints have a lot of positive momentum, but trading him may have been a mistake just based on how he's been doing.
Oh, you knew he was going to do well.
Yeah.
Returns the opening kickoff. It's like set the tone.
Yeah, crazy.
For the blowout.
Yeah.
No, it was crazy. 766-9480. No one has answered Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., the 1955 Montgomery bus boycott. how did a Louisiana city or town influence that? Like Dr. Martin Luther King, the Montgomery boycott was like, wow. And something in the past showed him to do that. What was the city or town that influenced Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. for the Montgomery bus boycott? No, New Orleans, Louisiana. We got a lot of influence on Dr. Martin Luther King. Wes in New Orleans East nailed it with the I Have a Dream speech. He was reading it, it's scripted, great writer, great speech writer, great orator. He had it all written down. And then Mahalia Jackson, right in the beginning, was like, Martin, tell him about the dream. Tell him about the dream. And he literally abandoned the script and ad-libbed the rest of that I Have a Dream speech. One of the greatest speeches in U.S. history. No, the right man for the right time. I mean, nonviolence, knew how to win ultimately, didn't get sucked into these white, racist, sick individuals going to their level. Pretty amazing. Worked with LBJ, got the Civil Rights Act passed in 1964, got the Voting Rights Act passed in 1965. I mean, he was patient. He, let's do them all right now. I want it all now. Just knew how to handle things. Pretty amazing. 766-9480 is the phone number if you'd like to join us. 766-9480. It's Mardi Gras season, king cake season, Rouse's Markets. About 25 different king cake flavors to choose from. 25. And if you got friends or family outside the state, Rouse's will ship those king cakes. Pick any of the 25 flavors. Send a few to friends and family around the country. Rouses.com is the website. Rouses.com. Yeah, an arsonist sets 8 cars on fire in the Fallburg Marigny neighborhood early this morning. Thank goodness for 2026 technology. I mean, even older than that, all these cameras, crime cameras, security cameras on people's houses. They got this guy. They'll get facial recognition or someone will recognize him. He'll be caught soon. Same with this Dookie Chase shooting. Just terrible. This idiot will be found. He'll go to jail for life. Shooting and killing Kareem Harris, who he was chasing. Kareem Harris ran into Dookie Chase restaurant, I guess thinking this criminal wouldn't follow him. The idiot follows him in, starts shooting off rounds inside the restaurant. 3 women were shot. 1 from Florida, 2 from Los Angeles. One of the women from Los Angeles got shot 5 times. These criminals with guns just don't know how to use them. Can't hit the target for you know what. Just spray bullets everywhere and hope you hit the target. Obnoxious. Donald Trump, the old Trumpster. Considering Denmark decided not to give me the Nobel Peace Prize for having stopped 8 wars, I now feel free. Let me repeat it. Considering Denmark decided not to give me the Nobel Peace Prize for having stopped 8 wars, I no longer feel an obligation to think purely of peace. I mean, do you get that, you MAGA Trump folks? Has nothing to do with being the president of the United States and how to handle things. It's personal. It's about me, Donald Trump, Denmark. I mean, first off, Denmark doesn't award the Nobel Peace Prize. It's a group that happens to be located in Denmark. Denmark's government has no influence over the Nobel Peace Prize. The Nobel Peace Prize Committee does, and they just happen to be in Denmark. So blaming Denmark and then making it personal, and I don't have to think purely of peace. No, you do. You're the American president. You need to think purely of peace, and you would be otherwise, except you're taking it personally that you didn't get the Nobel Peace Prize. I mean, Donald Trump is the most insecure, egomaniacal, almost insane, just a sociopath by definition. It's amazing. It's unbelievable. Just hard to describe, hard to believe, to be honest with you. Hey, go to my Twitter at Corey Johnson. You can check out the show all the time. My pinned tweet is a video of my backyard chipping and putting green, artificial chipping and putting green installed by LGD Lawn and Landscapes. Get an absolutely free estimate of artificial turf, synthetic turf, even a chipping and putting green, zero maintenance. NOLA, LGD.com. NOLA, lgd.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen. Artificial turf custom golf putting greens. Beautiful, functional, zero maintenance. Call New Orleans' own LGD Lawn and Landscapes and get your free estimate.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
The official afternoon talk show of the city of New Orleans. It's Corey Johnson on the neutral ground.
You can say anything you please about me, but don't say anything bad about Blue Boy.
Down, Blue Boy. Good buddy. Yeah, you're right. Corey Johnson back at you. Thanks so much for joining us. You're on the neutral ground. We do it every weekday afternoon, 4 to 6 o'clock. On radio, on television, on YouTube, on X. After the fact, like in 8 minutes. In 8 minutes. You can check out the podcast on Spotify. Plus short clips just about every night. On 5 big boy social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube. It's Monday. Time for a Martell Monday. Brett Martell, nearly 30 years with the Associated Press, joins us live. How you doing, Brett?
I'm great, Corey. How are you?
Doing well, man. Thanks for joining us again, especially with me not texting you to remind you earlier. I forgot.
Well, I just wasn't sure on the holiday, but is it still a holiday?
Yeah, of course. Dr. Martin Luther King Day. Yep.
Okay.
Even in Arizona, I think. Yeah, they didn't approve it for a while. Hey, Brett, what do you and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. have in common?
We both went to Boston University.
Yeah, I thought I would slip that by, old Brett. Wow, Brett, you nailed it. He got his PhD from Boston U.
Yep. It's hard to go to BU and avoid that.
Oh, I guess I'm being silly. There must be a statue or something.
Yeah. In Marks Plaza, right on Commonwealth Avenue. Yeah.
Nice.
Near the College of Liberal Arts.
Yeah, I was a little naive on that one. I thought I could slip that by. That makes sense. Excellent job, Brett.
Nice
Yeah.
try.
Yeah, I know. I try. What can I say? Yeah, he got his PhD from Boston U. That's great. Good stuff, Brett. Hey, yeah, Brett's from Maine and went to Boston U. And I think like day one when I met Brett, I was like, what brought you down here, man? You married a local girl? He goes, yeah, how'd you know? I was like, pretty much anyone from out of town that's a man and lives here, it ain't for job opportunity. It's for marrying a local girl. And Brett, you know, I tell people it's like lawyer, doctor, nurse, engineer, media, or service industry. Those are like the 5 available jobs in the Metro New Orleans area for outsiders.
Well, I transferred here with AP because I thought it would be a really interesting place to be in the news business. And then I'm maybe still here 25 years later, 26 plus years later.
Yeah.
Is because I met a local girl. But when I first moved here, I was single. I was 27, single, lived in the French Quarter.
Wow.
I had no fun at all. It was not fun.
No, exactly. Brett never had fun in his life. Plus, you got to, instead of moving to other places, the AP sent you to these other places, World Cups, Olympics. You've been to places I'll never go. I mean, just incredible what you've experienced in your life. And you're just getting started, Brett. You got a long way to go.
We'll see. But yeah, maybe Russia was the most interesting in retrospect, just because it's really not a place you can go right now. As an American, it's a little tough.
Yep.
But I was there for the World Cup in 2018, and I thought it was extraordinary. A lot of really, really nice people there, and it's kind of sad what's going on, in terms of international politics.
Hey, Brett,
So,
if we said name the best coaches in NFL history, there'd be over a dozen that a consensus better than Sean Payton as head coach. There'd be over a dozen. But if I ask you this, can you come up with a head coach that can handle losing his starting quarterback going into a major important game like an AFC title game and be able to go in with his backup and have a chance? I don't know if there's a better coach than Sean Payton handling this situation. He's going to maximize what Stidham can do. Can you think of a coach that could do it like Payton?
no, I don't think so. Just because Sean is so good working with quarterbacks, and we saw him, we saw him when Bridgewater had to come in, when Taysom Hill had to come in, and even some other backup quarterbacks, do better than expected when Breeze was hurt and had to be out. We saw him do pretty well.
Yep.
Now, after Breeze retired, that 1 year he didn't do great. That was kind of a struggle, but it wasn't just because they didn't have Breeze. It was a number of things. But they still they were above 500.
Yeah, no doubt. It's amazing. Two overtime games in the playoffs. Doesn't get much better than that, huh?
Those are exciting games.
Boy, they were exciting.
I don't even know how Chicago forced overtime, because that pass on fourth down was amazing.
I'm watching with my mom. I'm like, Mom, it's over. He's just winging it up there, winging a prayer, and then guy's wide open. It was like a perfect play,
Yeah. I mean, the funny thing is the Bears did that. That wasn't the first time this season that the Bears
did it a week earlier with Green Bay.
Yeah, and then during the regular season they had some crazy late comebacks too. So
yeah, I think the Bears had the most comebacks in NFL this year.
I think they did, yeah. And they were very comfortable in the fourth quarter.
Hey, Brett, we got the college football national title game. Miami's at home, essentially, taking on Indiana. I don't know how you bet against Indiana.
Yeah, I don't know either. They've been by far the best team in college football. I think. I mean, obviously undefeated. They remind me a lot of LSU in 2019.
Without the 4 and 5 star players, I don't think there's a single 4 or 5 star player on Indiana's team.
Yeah, I know the coach is tremendous and obviously does not lack confidence. And look, football is a team game. It takes a lot of guys, right? I mean, when you think about specials included, it takes probably a good 25, 30 guys who are really, really reliable. And I mean, combination of talent, chemistry, assignment sound, intelligence, instincts, all that stuff. And he's figured out a way to take the program that I think has the most losses in the history of college football.
Wow.
And make them undefeated going into the national championship game against Miami in Miami, which is kind of an interesting dynamic. But I'm still inclined to think that that Indiana's the team to beat here.
Yep. LSU women look like they got their point guard, huh, Brett?
Yeah. They're doing LSU women's basketball. You mean, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
They're doing great.
Yep.
I mean, that was an impressive win on the road at Oklahoma. So they've got it back together after those little stumbles. And look, early season stumbles. I mean, Moki's been able to overcome those in the past, and Blue Boy knows better than anybody.
Blue Boy knows it. Blue Boy was a point guard. He can handle the rock. Brett, always a pleasure, brother. We'll be checking out your stuff via the AP.
All right, take care, Corey.
That's Brett Martell on a Martell Monday. Corey Johnson with you. We'll be back tomorrow, straight up 4 o'clock, right here.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 6 p.m.